Well, good afternoon, and thanks for joining in on today's presentation. I hope everybody is continuing to be okay during these very unique and challenging times. I'm Laura Schuler, and this is our second episode of Finding the Details. If you missed the first episode, be sure to check it out. I did a presentation a couple weeks ago on the importance of stick reads and penalty killing, and that presentation is available on the coach's site. On their website to all of the coaches site members. So be sure to check that out. This webinar, Finding the Details, is all about the importance as a coach in understanding and knowing the details and the habits of play that I think are really critical to bring about consistency within your teams and ultimately success within your programs. Just want to take this opportunity quickly thank the coaches site for having me be a part of their platform again, and for giving me this opportunity to present, talk some hockey, and to be with you all here today. And just as a reminder, I'm more than happy to take any questions at the end of this small presentation here. If you do have questions, if you can put them into the Q&A box versus the chat, that would be great. Today we're going to talk about the art of angling. Angling, I think, is probably one of the most important individual skill tactics in the game of hockey. Why? Three things. Number one, it allows you to dictate the play or control the play. And number two, allows you to get pucks back quicker. And number three, most importantly, it allows you to play on offense more. And so, as a team with the national team, we never wanted to sit back on our heels. We never wanted to allow our opponents to make us feel pressured. Instead, we wanted to create a sense of control. And we did this by putting pressure on our opponents, by forward angling as much as possible whenever we didn't have the puck. And so what forward angling basically did for us, it has eliminated us from having to retreat, and especially in the neutral zone. And it allowed us to play more aggressive. And these four things up here, these four details were what we stressed over and over again with our team. Number one, stick positioning. Two, angle. Three, accelerate. And four, physical. Stick positioning is probably one of the most important because it allows you to dictate the area of the play, where the play is going to take place. And a good stick is the difference between having to defend the entire width of the ice versus half of the ice, a quarter of the ice, and best case scenarios, a quarter of the ice or an eighth of the ice, sorry. So a good stick is critical to bringing about a good angle and getting pucks back quickly. Second, the angle, we always wanted to take away the middle of the ice first. So we'd always angle from an inside out position, and that forced our opponent to play outside the dots and into an area of the ice where it would limit their playmaking abilities. The third most important component was the acceleration off of that arc. And that acceleration allowed us to be able to get positional momentum on our opponent so that we could implement the aspects and the details of being physical. And when we talked about being physical, there's no hitting in women's hockey. So it wasn't about, going in and hitting the opponent. But instead, we wanted to take away the opponent's hands. We wanted to take away the opponent's arms. And we did that by talking to our players about these three details that I think are so, so important. Hands to belly, hips to hands, and stick on puck is what we reiterated to our players over and over again. So I have here in this presentation probably about 6 or 7 clips here to kind of show you how we used forward angling to take the pressure to our opponent so that we didn't ever have to feel like we were sitting back on our heels. So here we go. First video clip here. We're in red. We're Canada. We're playing against Russia. Russia's in white here. They have the puck right here on the boards, and they're going to pass the puck across the ice here. You can see that we have all three of our forwards, 1, 2, 3 of our forwards right here. And as they move the puck across the ice, okay, right here in the top of our screen or on the side of our screen, you can see our defenseman. And she is already starting to forward angle on this Russian player right here. So there's the forward angle. We are now right on top of our opponent here. And the key thing that I want to actually show you in this clip right here, if I can highlight this, is the aspects of the physical that I was just talking about. Here you can see the top end of our player's arm, and she's going to go in first right here, hands to belly, right there. You can see her hands going into the opponent right there, hands to belly, and then hips to hands. And right now we have essentially cut that player off. Okay, we've taken away her stick, we've cut them off, we've created a really positive line of protection here between the puck and our player, and now we're able to retrieve that puck and get back to playing on offense, which is essentially what we want to do. So another clip here. Again, we're playing against Russia. All right, we got our 3 forwards, 1, 2, 3 in the offensive zone, and they just move this puck laterally up the ice this way. So you can see our player right here. We have already started. We got a great stick positioning here, and we've already started, and this is really important. As the puck is being passed, this is when we want to start our serve or start our forward arc against this player. So as the puck was being moved up the ice, we're now taking a forward angle on this player. We got an excellent stick here. We're coming across, but the one thing that I really want to point out here, and this is slow motion here, is watch the acceleration. Watch the feet here of our player as she accelerates off the arc. She's got 1, 2, full strides, 3 as she goes into this battle. And now you can see her hands are going to lead. Her hands are going to go into the belly area and then hips to hands. And now she's cut this player off. All right. And if I rewind this, this is our high forward who's now going to be second quick. We're going to come in and pick up that puck. And now we're back playing on offense again. Okay. Here's another clip here. Again, you can see all 3 of our forwards here in the neutral zone. We're in red. We're playing against the U.S. The U.S. is in white. And they just move the puck laterally across the ice. And you can already see here in the bottom of my screen, here's our defense, okay? And she's going to start an inside-out angle on number 26 here, Kendall Coyne, okay? We've already got a great stick happening right here. All right, and we're going to come inside out on this player. Our stick is creating the illusion that there is no pass through to the middle of the ice here. And now we're going to come at her. And right here, the components of physical. Watch the hands go in first right here on the player. Hands go in first, hips to hands. And you can see our player is now, ref helps us out a little bit, but our player is now in front of the opponent. And here's our high forward. That's going to be our second quick. And we're able to now get that puck and influence the play and start playing on offense. So those last 3 clips were all examples of strong side angles, of our defense doing a strong side angle against the opponent. Here we're playing against the U.S. The U.S. are in blue. And this is going to be an example of a weak side, of our defenseman doing a weak side serve or a weak side angle here. Right here, you're going to see number 26 here is going to, there's a loose puck here. Puck has moved right up here. And number 26 here is going to take off up the ice this way, okay? And so what's going to happen is this is going to end up being, and you can see it's a 1-on-2, okay? So right away, now our weak side D is going to start to surf across the ice here, get a good inside out angle on this player right here. And our number 6, who's our high forward, now has to fill the area of the ice that this player just left. Okay, so she knows, Rebecca Johnson knows she's got to get back quickly so that Renata Fast, number 14 here, can get right over on to Kendall Coyne. And we do a great job right here. You can see stick on puck. Okay, we've surfed across the ice here. And now we've kept this player from gaining inside our dots. Okay, and we've eliminated any shots against us. And that is great defensive positioning by our player. So these last clips were all 5-on-5 situation. We also did this penalty killing. We wanted to be really aggressive. Again, we didn't want to have to sit back on our heels and allow the opponents to take it to us. We wanted to be aggressive. We wanted to be playing up on our toes. Okay, so US here, they're on a power play. We can see up here. All right, here's our first forechecker right here. This is a 3/4 ice forecheck. The US is in blue. They're going to transition the puck here. And right here, they're going to move the puck laterally across the ice. And watch when this happens. So as they move, right here, we're moving on puck movement. Okay, here's our first forward. Here's our second forward. And our defense is already moving on that pass in a forward position. We got a great stick here, denying anything through the middle of the ice. And we're going to come in at her, accelerate. And right here, if I back this up, you can see hands right there to belly, hips to hands. We cut Megan Keller off. Number 5 from the US. You can see we now have inside positioning on that player. Okay. And here is our first forward back, our high forward, which is our F2. That's going to be our second quick. And we're now able to dictate the play and move that puck out of our zone. So another clip here, another penalty killing clip. The last one was a 3/4 ice forecheck. I thought I would also show you a full ice forecheck on this one. This one we're playing against Finland. Finland is in white here. The puck's behind the back of the net. We're in black here. And this is our first forechecker. We're going to take away one side of the ice here. And already, okay, excellent stick positioning by Blair Turnbull here. We got a good stick. And we're going to force this player this way to move the puck lateral up the ice. Okay, so Blair does a great job here. There's the pass. Right there, when the pass is made, and you can already see our defense, right? Excellent stick. And we're coming from a good now inside out angle here on this Finnish player. And again, we're going to come in, all the components of physical. We've gained our momentum there off the arc by accelerating, hands to hips, hips to hands. We cut the player off. And here's our high forward. So if I back this up, you can see this is our F2 right here. This was our F1. Our F2 obviously is going to become our second quick here and be able to pick up the loose puck and fire it out of our zone. So common errors, common mistakes that can happen. Again, there's no hitting in our game here. Playing against the US. US is in white. We're in red. All right, we're going to watch Megan Augusta right here. Okay, so number 2, she's already got a good stick. Okay, so she's creating that illusion that there is no pass here through to the middle. We're going to force this player here to move into a bad area of the ice. We're going to force her to play outside the dots here. So Megan does a few things right here. She's got a good stick. She accelerates, but she doesn't quite get in front of this player, unfortunately. Okay, and because she doesn't get quite in front, I'll play this out fast so you can see we end up taking a hit. There's no body contact in our game, so we end up having to go onto the penalty kill. Very similar situation here with Laura Stacey, okay, number 7. First of all, we got a good stick here as the puck is being moved up the ice here. Okay, we got a good stick taking away the middle of the ice. As that puck on that movement, Laura Stacey's going to come from an inside out angle right there, which she does. And she doesn't quite have the positioning that she wants. Okay, the other clip here, Megan ends up going shoulder to shoulder. We end up taking a hit. Here, Laura, though, what I want you to watch, though, is she continues to commit to taking away the opponent's stick, goes through her arm. So with her free arm here, she reaches out and kind of pushes the Russian player's stick away from the puck right there. And with her top hand, she's going to have a great long stick right here, and she's going to go stick on puck right there, and we're able to tap that puck back to our defense and now transition back to offense. So a really nice play. This is another clip actually of Laura Stacey. And the reason why I wanted to show this clip is because all the other clips were really, we had good positioning. They were all inside out angles. Well, you also have to be good at teaching your kids how to open ice angle and the importance of being able to establish good positioning to still be able to do an inside out angle. So right here on this, oops, right here on this, okay, here's the puck line right here. And you can see that number 7, Laura Stacy, all right, is on an outside position. If she wants to angle this player right here, all right, she's got to get inside this puck line. Okay, right now she's outside the puck line. We've got to move her to inside the puck line. So she does a really good job here by taking back her ice. Okay, reverse pivot, good heel to heel. So now if we stop the video here again, we draw a puck through the puck line here. We can see that Laura Stacy is now in great position. Okay, she's now coming from an inside out position. She can now accelerate through off the arc here. She reaches in with her hands, right? Controls the play. Here's our second quick. We're going to come in and pick up that puck, and away we go to offense. So those are the clips that I had to show you. And I hope you can see how we wanted to play super aggressive in the neutral zone. We didn't want to have to ever feel like we were being pushed back on our heels. We didn't want to allow the opposition to really bring the pressure to us. Instead, we wanted to bring the pressure to them. We wanted to play more on our toes. We wanted to play more aggressive, and hopefully those clips help to show that. But now, how do you practice it? Obviously, I'm sure a lot of you have great you know, different angling drills, nothing new to you guys that you do. I'm going to share with you four of my favorite angling drills. This first one here is a great drill to do for any kind of a warm-up. We generally did this a lot with our national team. We did it when our goalie coach would be warming up our goalies. So there's no shots involved in this. But what essentially happens is each of these two sides work independently. And the white X here would take off with a puck, and they would transition the puck over here to the black O. And as they moved the puck, they would start to come out on a good inside, take a good inside out angle, have a good stick positioning here to the middle. And then the O player would take off with the puck up the boards. And basically what we would have our X player do is then accelerate off the arc, go in with the components of physical, hands to belly, hips to hands, take away the puck, and then skate back towards her line, move the puck back to her line, and make a nice little low reverse pivot here, shoulder check, get the puck back. And meanwhile, the player that got the puck stripped from them would go back to the front of the line here. And now the player in white, the X player, would transition the puck back to the O player. And now the O player is going to start the drill anew. She is now going to take off with the puck, and it's continuous. And I would let our players probably do this about 4 times each, but a really great drill to practice all of the components, all of the details that are important to angling. This next drill here, I like a lot. This one here is open ice angling. I actually have moved it such that all of these players are actually in line with the dot, so you can move them over even more so here. But very similar to the last drill, what we do is we have the O player who's in the white jersey takes off with a puck and transitions the puck to the X player. The X player here in green, instead of going straight up the wall, we have them come off the wall right away. And so right then and there, now we have to make sure that with good heel-to-heel skating, we want to take back our ice here, transition back, we want to heel-to-heel skate here, and now we want to forward accelerate back to push the green player into an area of the ice where they don't want to be in, outside the dots, strip the puck from them with the components of physical, and come back in with a shot on net here. And here, obviously, the O player, once they shoot, would just go to the back of the line, and the green player, once they get the puck stripped from them, would then go to the middle of the ice so that the next time they go, they can then execute the details of angling. So another great drill. This one here, love to do. This is a great first drill to do with your team. We always started out with one-on-o shooting. It gets our goalies warmed up and we progress to one-on-one angling. In this drill here, it starts off with the white forward here takes off. We'll just look at the black lines here. They take off without a puck. And then the green forward here takes off with a puck, just a quick little pass to them. They collect it and they proceed outside the dots here for a quick shot on net. After the green player has moved the puck, they're going to work a good angle here, come across the ice. And meanwhile, the next forward in line is then going to take off with a puck, hit them with a pass, and they're going to proceed outside the cone here and take a wide angle shot on our goalie. So the first part of this drill is a great drill to do. It's super fast. It's really quick, but great drill to do to be able to warm up your goalies. But then we progress to a one-on-one, and I love this because it gets our kids competing right away. So with the one-on-one part of the drill, we're going to try to follow the gray lines on the screen. But what happens here is the green forward takes off with a puck, right? And as she moves the puck across the ice to the white jersey player here, they take off up the neutral zone here. And on that pass, we already start our angle here. We come in with a good stick. We try to angle them off. We battle compete for the puck here, apply the components of the physical, collect the puck, and go in for a shot on net. And meanwhile, if the O player happens to get good position on the green player, we talk to them about the importance of cutting off the player. We allow that player to also shoot on the same side. And then these two players would just go to the back of the line over here. But as soon as this player takes off with a puck up the ice, the next player is already going. So now she's going to take off with a puck, and the next green has already started up the ice. We transition the puck, and now the play goes the other way. So this actually happens really quick. It goes back and forth. But like I said, it's a great first drill to do. The one-on-one outside shooting really gets your goalies warmed up, and then we get some one-on-one battle drills happening and get our players, get their energy going, get the blood flowing, and getting them competing right away. So last drill I have for you here. I love this drill. You can use it as a forechecking drill. You also use it to work on your components of angling. In this drill here, it's basically a 3-on-3. We got three red jersey players here against three black jersey players. And how the drill starts is the coach throws a puck in behind one of the nets. Well, whatever net the coach throws the puck towards, the drill starts while all six players skating in the opposite direction. And basically, red is trying to score on the goal closest to them while defending the net furthest away. Similarly, black is trying to score on the net closest to them while defending the net furthest away from them. So all six players take off, and the first players have to kind of make this figure eight skating pattern through the middle of the ice here. So the first red player would pick up the puck behind the net, and the other two red players would then position themselves to be able to break out. And meanwhile, the first black jersey, okay, where they're going to come around the back of the net, they've got to make sure they take a really good inside-out angle here and now try to force this player up the wall here, and we're going to try to take away the puck and create a turnover here. And you let this play out 20 to 30 seconds. Coach double whistle, stops it, all six players hard out. And now the coach is going to start the drill anew, but this time throw the puck in the opposite direction that they did the first time. And now we're going to have black is going to have an opportunity to try to break out while red is going to forecheck. So again, everything is always forechecking along the boards here, and it really allows your team to work all the details, all the components of angling there. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation here. If you have any questions, I'm happy to. I see that we have a couple here. I'll go to the Q&A here and see if we can answer any questions that you may have. Let's see, open it up. Great information. How much time do you work on angling in training camp? and throughout the season. Thank you. You know what? Honestly, this was something that we implemented weekly. And in so many of our drills, we did this so often, time and time and again. I think, again, angling is one of the most important, you know, tactical component, individual tactical component in the game of hockey, and you see it happen all the time. So we did a lot. For sure, we implemented different angling drills once a week, and we often would open up with that very first drill that I showed you. It goes really, really fast. Our kids really enjoyed it. Hopefully, I answered that question. Next question here. What are the keys to angling against middle lane drives on the rush? So when someone, I'm assuming that you're saying that someone is taking the puck now through the middle of the ice, is what I think that you're trying to say here. So two different things. Obviously, if a person has the puck, let's just say the blue player here, and they're coming through the middle of the ice, and we have our two defense. Again, this could be a situation where we could surf and try to force this player to move outside. Not too sure if that's what you're trying to say there in that situation, but we want to try to keep pucks out of the middle of the ice as much as possible. Additionally, I think the other important thing that you might be talking about is just a mid lane drive. Is this your puck carrier here, and this is your F3 staying wide long here. The importance of your two defenders right here, not allowing this player to get inside positioning, making sure you're trying to force this player to get outside your hip as they try to battle to get inside your hip. It's so important to keep them outside your hip in that situation. But I hope I answered your question, but generally speaking, if someone is attacking through the middle of the ice with the puck, we're always going to try to force that player to go wide there, and not allow anybody to come through the middle of the ice. We always want to protect that middle of the ice and force our opponent to play outside the dots as much as possible. Last question I see here in our Q&A is, how much do you teach the acceleration part? Again, that was something that really we emphasized over and over and over again. Some players are better at it than other players, but every single component is critical in order to get pucks back. I think we emphasized every single component equally. We always talk to our kids about, again, protect the middle of the ice as much as possible. We wanted our opponent to play on the outside the dots, as much as possible. We wanted to create the illusion that passes through the middle was not there. We wanted to always be taking it to them, and we didn't want to play soft. We wanted to play physical. Again, there's no hitting in our game, but we wanted to play super physical. We wanted to control our opponent's arms, take away any opportunity for them for making plays through to the middle of the ice. I think we might have some questions in the chat box here. I'll try to see if there's anything here. How do you explain to your defense whether it is strong side or weak side defense player that's going to surf? Is it a read and react scenario? Do you have fixed instructions? No, you know what? Not really. We don't. A great question. Generally speaking, again, if this was a situation where it was a 1v2, so I'll just use this here, and the players coming through the middle of the ice here, maybe they're more so on one side of the ice versus the other. They already have control of the puck. I would say it's your weak side D that surfs. If a pass is being made and this D can establish inside positioning on this as the pass is being made to force that player to go outside, then you can allow that to happen. I think it's important for your D to be able to communicate here. And generally speaking, I don't have too many rules for our kids. Sometimes I think the more the rules creates confusion within your players, and it's better just to let them read and react, communicate as much as possible, be really loud and vocal on the ice there. You guys, thank you so much for taking part of this, for being a part of the presentation here. Our next presentation that I'm going to be doing with Finding the Details is going to be on Wednesday, November 9th at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. And I hope you'll be able to join us. We're going to be talking about net front play, and specifically fronting versus boxing out. Um, Again, thanks so much for joining. Happy Thanksgiving to all of our American friends here, and hope to see everybody on Wednesday, November 9th for our next episode of Finding the Details. Take care of everybody. Thanks again for being with us. Bye-bye.